Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this is layout 2 for my Hardman farms. So the last layout you saw was layout 1. This is the companion page, so I'm going to try and pull in a lot of the elements from that last page over onto this one. So the aqua and the pink, lots of white, and some pops of black. So that's what I'm going for. I did have some pops of gold on the last layout, so I wasn't really sure if I was going to pull gold onto this one yet or not, but I knew I really wanted to use this scrap of this aqua plus sign paper. I had gutted this from a previous layout, and I didn't want it to go to waste, but it was such a weird shape. I figured I could just use it like a branding strip and use it in pieces for borders or banners or something. But then I decided, hey, if the problem was I didn't have a full background in the aqua or pink color scheme that I wanted this page to be in, so I decided to pull in white. And I was like, oh, well, if I use white cardstock, I can do this aqua strip around the corner as a cool element, and then I'll pull in all the scraps of the pink and aqua that I have in my layers. So that's why I decided to go with this page. Looks super different for me. I get uncomfortable working off of white backgrounds, which is weird because I love Felicity Jane so much, and they almost exclusively work off of white backgrounds, but for me I can't. Like, it just looks too plain and I can't do it, and they make beautiful things, and for me it just looks awkward. I don't know. So I'm going to try on this one to make it work. The gold and black gingham frame that I wanted to use on my last layout, but I thought it was too heavy because this page, there's so much white. I feel like it can handle a pop of black. So I'm putting that frame in the upper right hand corner and deciding that that's going to be a really cool embellishment cluster. This circular acorn piece I fussy cut from a pocket card I also wanted to get on the last page and couldn't, so I'm getting it on this one. So I just decided before I really got started on my photo area to create this little cool cluster up here. I know it's going to be in my color scheme and on theme, so I'm not worried about making it match what I'm going to do around the photos. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. I did not pull wood grain in on the first layout, but I really thought with that acorn having brown in it that I needed the wood grain on this one. So I did add some of the wood grain in on that cluster. And so I'll pull some of that in when I get to my photo layers as well. Usually if I'm going to map my photo, I like doing it in white before I go in with other papers. But again, because my background is white, I decided to map this photo in black instead. I just needed something more grounding and more heavy to tie off of this frame I'm already using. And because I am using a more bold black and white frame, I decided to use the black and white pocket card in my layers over here. So again, that's all tying in and it looks balanced, even though it's kind of different than what I did on the last page. And at this point, I'm just playing with whatever scraps I had left over from the last page. So anything aqua and pink. And then now wood grain, I'm trying to get on here with that black and white pocket card. So I'm just playing with proportion now and trying to figure out what looks good. I'm not thinking too much on this one because I just know that this is what I have to work with. I do definitely want to do journaling on this page because I had the title of where we were on the last page, but no journaling. So on this one, I'm thinking maybe I will not do a title, but I will do journaling because these pages go together anyways. They'll be next to each other. So I feel like that makes sense to me. I like kind of how everything's laying out. So I'm going to start laying out all of my clusters. I'm still gutting. We're still early in the month and I definitely am still trying to save everything I can. So even though we are getting more layery, I'm trying to use as little as possible to get the job done. So bear with me while I get all of this stuff glued down. I didn't know how I felt about the aqua on aqua pattern, but or solid over the pattern, but I think it kind of looks cool, so I'm just gonna roll with it. I definitely need that pocket card on here. I think that's a really important bold element within all of these other more plain layers. So I'm gonna cut that into two pieces and have it stretch vertically behind all of these layers so that you really kind of get a good chunk of that pattern, because I feel like this page can read very plain and those more bold layer like patterns are what's going to hold it together. So there's that. I'm really liking how it's looking. I think it complements my cluster in the upper right hand corner really nicely, but I do need some pops of pink. So I'm going in with my scrap of pink here, and I'm going to lay that on either side of these layers as well, just to kind of frame everything that's going on. I think it's the perfect amount of pink to tie it all together and make it complement the cluster I've already got going in the upper right hand corner. So there's that. And then I think I'm actually almost done with paper layers at this point. I really just need to tie in the wood grain that I've already introduced at the top. So I'll go in and add a wood grain banner horizontally behind my photo as well, just so all of that ties in together. It kind of mirrors the top cluster, and I really like that. And I think because there's so much pastel and white going on, that wood grain really helps ground it. I love this photo. I think this is my favorite picture we took all weekend. This is when me and my mom went to Helen for a little bachelorette girls trip. And she took this photo of me, and there's something about this place that just feels so special. It's one of those places that you can just feel the history. This road that is in this photo is, we were told by the people, I have not fact checked this, but it's the oldest road in America, we were told. It was originally used by Native Americans to trade, and then it eventually was graveled and all of that for more permanent use. And then later on, it was a part of the Trail of Tears. So all of that was very emotional. I don't know what it was about this place. I ended up crying here. It was a whole thing, and there's just something really that feels really, really special. It really, it's not the same as Pearl Harbor, but I felt a lot like I did when I visited Pearl Harbor, where it's just the gravity of what happened there still seems like it's almost stained on the land a little bit. So there was a lot going on. And that was before we even got to the house, which was a whole nother story in itself. This house is beautiful. 3 families have lived in this house, and it was just kind of really cool seeing how they lived back in the day. And it's a historical landmark now, so they kept everything how it was. So it was just really cool being here, because you really felt like you were kind of in this frozen snapshot of time. That was just incredible. It was amazing. And so I went through a lot of emotions while we were here. It was a lot, but it was really cool. And I just wasn't expecting it. My mom was like, hey, there's this historic place we can go take a tour of. I was like, that sounds fun. Why not? Might as well. Me and my mom love doing historic type stuff like that. But I got way more than I bargained for when we were here. If you're in Helen, I recommend it. It's just a little historic walk, but so much has happened here. And right across from this is that gazebo with the Indian mound and all that. And there's just a lot of cool stuff here. Anyways, that was a lot. I added a little tab with a little black heart, and then I added the other little black heart to the other cluster so that they were kind of complementing each other. And now I'm going in with my journaling. So I decided I just wanted to journal a ways down the page underneath this cluster. So I got all my lines down. This is the brochure and the map that they gave us with a lot of the information. So I'm just trying to make sure I spell names correctly and get dates right and all of that. But I just wanted to I could have written forever about this place. I didn't want to do a whole page worth of journaling, so I try to keep it as concise as possible. But all I'm writing is, some places just feel special, and Hardman Farms is one of them. This land is imprinted with its history, starting with the oldest road used originally by Native Americans for trade and later as a part of the Trail of Tears. The house here is edged. I can't read my own handwriting. The house near its edge, surrounded by ancient black walnut trees, was a modern advancement built by Captain James Nichols in 1870, where he lived with his wife, Kate, and daughter, Anna Ruby, whom the waterfall is named after. 2 families followed until it became a historical site. So that really does not do this place justice, or my experience here justice, but I wanted enough here to where I could remember a lot of the key points and people and that kind of thing. So I'm going to get all that written down. And then I still want to add some more. I did add some gold Heidi Swap color shine just to break up some of the plain white. I needed some mixed media somewhere to break up the white a little bit. And doing this much journaling also really helps break up that white. So I'm feeling a little bit better about the background. But I still want to do stamping and add the Hexagon chipboard stickers. So yeah. That was a lot. I could talk forever about this place. It was really, really cool. Now I'm trying to do my stamping, I'm pretty sure. I kind of wanted a visual triangle with my stamps. And so I'm trying to nestle them in so they just make sense within my layers, but create kind of a visual triangle around the photo. So I wanted to use the thankful one underneath because this is a really cool experience. We had a wonderful tour guide. And I just I thought that sentiment just went. I don't even know what to say about this page anymore because I'm just remembering being here and everything that happened. But I thought thankful was appropriate. I wanted to do an ampersand because I feel like so much happened here. An ampersand just kind of encompasses, it means and. So I just feel like it's a good thing to have on a page where there's so much going on because it just adds to the story for me, even though it's not part of a title. And then I wanted one of these floral pieces from the stamp set in the upper left-hand corner, so I'm adding that up there too. I think that fit in really nicely with the shape of my layers. So I'm just trying to tuck these stamps into little areas where they're not distracting, but they add a little something. And now I'm going in with those chipboard hexagon stickers. So I'm pulling from more the aqua and the pink ones. And again, I want to create a visual triangle. So I am adding 3 up there by that cluster, 3 down there by the thankful stamp. And then I wanted to have 1 over here by the acorn. There's a lot in that cluster up there that I'm really happy with, but I wanted at least 1 sticker up there. So I just add a pink hexagon kind of in the empty space of that frame. But I think we're almost done. My little ampersand stamp was a little messy. I thought I could maybe go back with a white gel pen and make it look neater, but it was not going to work. So I just left it at what it was. But there are the pages together. I think they look really nice together as little companion pages. I'm adding a little bit more gold Heidi Swap color shine, and then the voice ups are here in a minute. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.